Welcome to my YouTube channel. Every coin has a history where history meets hidden fortune. Here I share real videos of rare and old coins, including pieces worth millions that can truly change a collector's life. If you love coin hunting, rare finds, and valuable treasures, this channel is your guide to the world of priceless coins. Coins from different years tell the story of history, economy, and design evolution. In this collection, we explore 4 interesting coins dated 1986, 1988, 1990, and 1998. Each coin reflects the craftsmanship and monetary system of its time, showing unique details such as minting quality, metal composition, and design changes. These coins are popular among collectors because they represent different eras and may hold historical or collectible value depending on condition, rarity, and mint marks. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced coin collector, learning about these 4 coins can help you understand how coinage changed over the years and why such coins remain important in the world of numismatics. The 1986 D1 cent, commonly known as the Lincoln Memorial Penny, is an important coin in modern U.S. numismatic history because it represents the final phase of traditional Bronze-era Lincoln cents before the complete transition to copper-plated zinc. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint, indicated by the D mint mark located below the date on the obverse. In 1986, the United States Mint was still adjusting to the metal composition change that began in 1982. When rising copper prices forced the mint to replace solid bronze pennies with zinc cores coated in copper. While most 1986 pennies are 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper, collectors pay special attention to this year because it reflects quality control challenges, die wear, and striking variations that make certain examples highly collectible today. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday. Lincoln's portrait on the 1986 D cent appears sharper in early strikes, with strong details in the hair, coat, and facial features, while later strikes often show softness due to heavy mint production. The reverse of the 1986 D penny displays the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, which was used from 1959 to 2008. A unique feature of this reverse is that a small statue of Lincoln is visible inside the memorial, making it one of the few U.S. coins where the same person appears on both sides. On well-struck 1986 D cents, the memorial steps, columns, and roof lines are clear and defined, but many circulated coins show weak details due to worn dies. The Denver Mint produced billions of pennies during the 1980s, making the 1986 D common in circulated grades. However, condition plays a crucial role in value. Most examples found in pocket change today show heavy wear, scratches, dull surfaces, or corrosion, especially because zinc pennies are prone to bubbling, peeling, and internal rot if the copper plating is damaged. Coins that remain bright red with original luster are far scarcer than their high mintage numbers suggest. From a collector's perspective, the value of the 1986 D penny depends greatly on condition and errors. In circulated condition, the coin is usually worth face value, 1 cent, but in uncirculated mint state, MS condition, values increase significantly. Coins graded MS65 red or higher by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC can command premium prices, especially if they exhibit strong strike quality, full luster, and no visible spots. The most valuable 1986 D pennies are those graded Mississippi 67, red or above, which are extremely difficult to find due to the soft zinc core and mass production methods of the era. These top-grade coins can sell for hundreds of dollars at auction, making them highly desirable among registry set collectors. Error coins from 1986 D are another area of strong collector interest. Popular errors include off-center strikes, clipped planchettes, die cracks, die chips, broad strikes, and doubled dies. While true double die varieties are rare for this date, minor doubling caused by machine doubling is often mistaken for valuable errors. Additionally, zinc scents sometimes show plating blisters or missing copper plating, which can add collectible value depending on severity and eye appeal. Collectors are advised to examine 1986D pennies carefully under magnification, focusing on the date, mint mark, lettering, and memorial details. Coins with unusual weight around 2.5 grams standard or abnormal color may indicate an error worth professional evaluation. Historically, the 1986D penny represents a transition era in U.S. coinage, when inflation, metal costs, and mass production changed the quality and longevity of circulating coins. While older bronze Lincoln cents pre-1982 are known for durability, zinc cents like the 1986D are far more fragile, making high-grade survivors increasingly scarce over time. This reality gives the coin long-term collectible potential, especially for collectors assembling complete Lincoln Memorial cent sets or focusing on Denver Mint issues. Although it may appear ordinary at first glance, the 1986D 1 cent holds educational, historical, and collectible significance, proving that even modern pennies can become valuable treasures when preserved in exceptional condition. Another highly valuable aspect of the 1986D Lincoln Memorial 1 cent lies in its minting technology, die preparation, and long-term preservation challenges, which strongly affect today's collector market. During the mid-1980s, the Denver Mint was under pressure to produce extremely high quantities of cents for everyday circulation, leading to faster die usage and reduced quality control compared to earlier decades. As a result, many 1986D pennies show signs of die deterioration, including mushy lettering, weakened rims, and loss of fine detail on Lincoln's beard and the memorial columns. These factors make sharply struck examples significantly scarcer than mintage figures suggest. Coins that show full rim definition, crisp lettering in Liberty and In God We Trust, and clear separation in the memorial steps are especially prized because they indicate an early state die strike. Advanced collectors actively search for such pieces to upgrade their sets, as these quality characteristics separate ordinary pennies from truly collectible specimens. From a long-term investment and educational perspective, the 1986D penny also illustrates the problems of zinc-based coinage, which has become a major discussion topic in modern numismatics. Unlike bronze cents, zinc coins are vulnerable to environmental damage, including moisture exposure, chemical reactions, and internal corrosion that can occur even when the coin appears intact on the surface. Over time, the copper plating may blister or split, allowing air and humidity to reach the zinc core, causing irreversible decay known among collectors as zinc rot. Because of this, properly stored 1986D pennies, kept in dry, airtight holders, are expected to become scarcer in high grades as decades pass. This natural attrition increases the relative value of well-preserved examples and makes certified coins more attractive to serious collectors. Thus, the 1986D 1 cent is not just a common modern penny, but a powerful example of how material choices, mint practices, and preservation directly influence rarity and value in the numismatic world. An often overlooked but highly valuable dimension of the 1986D Lincoln Memorial 1 cent is its role in the collector psychology and modern coin market trends that developed during the late 20th century. During the 1980s, most people believed that circulating pennies had no future collectible value, leading to careless handling, bulk storage, and widespread circulation damage. Because of this mindset, very few individuals intentionally saved high-quality, original red 1986D cents at the time of issue. As decades passed, many of these coins were lost to circulation wear, environmental damage, or zinc deterioration, quietly reducing the population of premium examples. Today, this reality creates a sharp contrast between the coin's enormous original mintage and the surprisingly small number of specimens that survive in true gem condition. This scarcity at the top end explains why auction prices for MS67 red or finer 1986D pennies can rise dramatically, especially when demand from registry set competitors increases. Additionally, the 1986D penny serves as a valuable study coin for error and variety collectors, even though major varieties are limited. Subtle anomalies such as misaligned dies, minor repunched mint marks, RPM-like appearances caused by die movement, strike-through errors, and planchette defects are frequently discovered on Denver mint cents from this era. While many of these errors are small, they offer important insight into mint operations and production stresses during high-volume years. Collectors who specialize in modern errors often find the 1986D cent appealing because it demonstrates how speed-focused production can increase the frequency of unusual strikes. When such errors are clearly visible and aesthetically pleasing, they can command premiums far beyond face value. In this way, the 1986D 1 cent stands as both a historical artifact and a modern teaching tool, proving that even a seemingly ordinary penny can carry layered significance, long-term value potential, and deep educational importance within American numismatics. Another deeply valuable layer of the 1986D Lincoln Memorial 1 cent is its importance in understanding the evolution of U.S. coin collecting habits during the modern era. By the mid-1980s, traditional coin roll saving was already declining, and most collectors focused on older silver and copper coins, ignoring contemporary zinc cents entirely. This lack of early preservation created a delayed scarcity effect that is now becoming evident. Many 1986D pennies that appear uncirculated at first glance actually suffer from microscopic surface damage, tiny plating breaks, or early zinc oxidation, which prevents them from achieving top-tier grades. Coins that remain fully original, spot-free, and vibrant red with undisturbed mint luster are increasingly difficult to locate, even in original mint rolls. This makes the 1986D cent a classic example of how survival rate, not just mintage, determines true rarity. The 1986D penny also carries educational significance for grading standards, especially for beginners learning how professional grading works. This date is frequently used by grading services to demonstrate how luster breaks, carbon spots, strike weakness, and plating defects affect a coin's final grade. Slight imperfections that might be overlooked on older bronze cents are heavily penalized on zinc cents, making the grading process more strict and competitive. As a result, collectors who successfully submit a flawless 1986D penny for certification often gain valuable insight into modern grading challenges. Over time, as more coins are damaged or destroyed by environmental factors, the number of high-grade certified 1986D pennies is expected to remain limited, reinforcing the coin's long-term desirability. What once circulated as a simple everyday penny has become a quiet benchmark coin for understanding preservation, grading discipline, and the realities of modern U.S. coinage. The 1988 1 cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln Memorial penny, is a fascinating and historically important United States coin that represents both modern minting technology and the long legacy of Abraham Lincoln on American currency. Issued by the U.S. Mint in 1988, this penny continues the Lincoln cent series that began in 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. The obverse front of the 1988 penny features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner, showing Lincoln facing right with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," along the top, "Liberty," to the left, and the date 1988 to the right. Depending on the mint location, the coin may also include a mint mark, no mint mark for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco, primarily proof coins. The reverse back of the coin displays the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, with the inscriptions, United States of America, 1 cent, and E pluribus unum, and if examined closely, the statue of Lincoln can be seen seated inside the memorial, a unique and famous detail that adds depth and artistry to the design. The 1988 penny is composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, a composition introduced in 1982 to reduce production costs, giving the coin a weight of 2.5 grams and a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. In terms of mintage, the 1988 pennies were produced in very large quantities, with billions struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, making them extremely common in circulated condition. Because of this high mintage, most 1988 pennies found in everyday change have very low monetary value, typically worth only face value, 1 cent, unless they are in exceptional condition. However, uncirculated examples, especially those graded Mississippi 65 or higher by professional grading services, can carry a modest premium for collectors. The 1988 S-proof penny, struck at the San Francisco Mint, is especially desirable among collectors because it was produced using specially polished dies and planchettes, resulting in sharp details and mirror-like surfaces. These proof coins were never intended for circulation and are usually found in original proof sets. Another area of collector interest for the 1988 penny is error coins, such as off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchettes, weak strikes, or plating errors, which can significantly increase a coin's value depending on rarity and condition. From a historical perspective, the 1988 penny reflects late 20th century America, a time of technological growth, economic change, and continued reliance on small denomination coinage for daily transactions. Although many people overlook modern pennies, the 1988 Lincoln cent remains an important part of U.S. numismatic history, serving as a bridge between traditional copper coins and modern zinc-based coinage. For collectors, beginners, and coin enthusiasts, especially those who enjoy studying dates, mint marks, errors, and grading, the 1988 1-cent coin offers educational value, accessibility, and a tangible connection to American history. Despite its common status, the 1988 penny holds lasting significance as a symbol of continuity, affordability, and the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln on U.S. currency, making it a meaningful addition to any coin collection, YouTube coin content, or educational discussion about modern American coins. Another important aspect of the 1988 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent is its role in modern coin collecting and how condition, preservation, and strike quality greatly influence its desirability and market perception. Because billions of these pennies were released directly into circulation, the majority of surviving examples show signs of wear such as flattened high points on Lincoln's hair and coat, reduced sharpness in the lettering, and loss of original red luster due to oxidation and handling. Collectors carefully categorize 1988 pennies into red, RD, red-brown, RB, and brown, BN designations, with fully red examples being the most sought after, as they retain their original mint color and brilliance. Coins stored in rolls, mint sets, or protective holders since the year of issue often display superior surfaces and stronger strikes, particularly on the Lincoln Memorial steps and columns, which are key areas used when evaluating strike quality. In high mint state grades, even small details, such as contact marks, hairlines, or tiny spots caused by zinc corrosion under the copper plating, can significantly affect the coin's grade and value. Collectors also pay close attention to the differences between Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, D mint mark, strikes, as Denver coins are often slightly better struck, though both mints produced massive quantities. The 1988 S-proof cent stands apart because of its deep cameo contrast, frosted devices, and mirror-like fields, which make it visually impressive and highly collectible, especially when preserved without scratches or hazing. Error collecting further enhances interest in the 1988 penny, as mistakes like die cracks, die chips, doubled lettering, off-metal strikes, or improper copper plating can transform an otherwise common coin into a prized numismatic piece. Beyond monetary value, the 1988 penny also carries educational importance, helping collectors understand modern minting processes, quality control, and the economic reasons behind metal composition changes. For long-term collectors and content creators, especially those sharing coin knowledge on platforms like YouTube, the 1988 Lincoln cent provides endless discussion opportunities, from grading tutorials to error identification and historical comparisons, proving that even a single modern penny can tell a surprisingly rich and detailed story within the world of numismatics. From a broader historical and economic viewpoint, the 1988 1-cent Lincoln Memorial penny represents a period when the United States was actively balancing tradition with practicality in its coinage system. By the late 1980s, inflation and rising metal prices had already made it impractical to continue producing solid copper cents, which is why the zinc-based composition introduced earlier in the decade became fully accepted by the public. The 1988 penny circulated during a time when cash transactions were still dominant in everyday life, meaning these coins passed through countless hands in grocery stores, public transport, and small businesses across the country. For collectors today, this widespread circulation makes finding a truly pristine 1988 cent more challenging than its enormous mintage numbers might suggest. Market value for most circulated examples remains minimal, but demand steadily increases for sharply struck, lustrous coins preserved in high-grade condition, especially those certified by professional grading services. Auction results show that top population mint state examples and flawless proof coins continue to attract interest, not because they are rare in absolute terms, but because perfection is difficult to achieve and maintain. This dynamic makes the 1988 penny an excellent teaching tool for understanding supply versus demand in numismatics. Another deep area of interest surrounding the 1988 Lincoln cent is the study of mint errors and minor varieties, which adds excitement and discovery to collecting this date. Errors such as off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and misaligned dies can occur during the high-speed minting process, and when they do, they create unique coins that stand apart from normal issues. Additionally, plating problems, such as bubbling, peeling, or missing copper plating, are especially common on zinc cents and are closely examined by collectors who specialize in modern errors. While major double die varieties are not widely known for 1988, minor doubling in letters or numbers can still spark interest and debate among enthusiasts. These factors transform the 1988 penny from a simple 1-cent coin into a field of study, encouraging collectors to look closely, learn die characteristics, and develop patience and attention to detail. Ultimately, the 1988 1-cent holds lasting significance not because it is rare, but because it represents continuity in American coinage and the enduring presence of Abraham Lincoln on U.S. currency. It serves as a reminder that numismatics is not only about high prices and scarcity, but also about history, education, and personal connection. Many collectors begin their journey by searching through everyday change, and coins like the 1988 penny often become their first point of curiosity. Over time, these coins gain sentimental and educational value, linking generations through shared experiences of collecting and learning. Whether preserved in a high-grade holder, studied for errors, or used as content for educational platforms and YouTube coin channels, the 1988 Lincoln Memorial cent continues to play a meaningful role in modern coin collecting, proving that even the most common coins can carry a rich story when examined closely and thoughtfully. Looking even more closely at the design and symbolism of the 1988 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent, the artistic elements reveal why this coin remained unchanged for so many decades. Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse is calm, dignified, and thoughtful, reflecting his role as a unifying figure in American history. Victor D. Brenner's design, first introduced in 1909, was revolutionary because it placed a real historical person on a circulating U.S. coin, something that had not been done before. By 1988, this portrait had become instantly recognizable worldwide, making the penny not just currency but a cultural symbol. On the reverse, The Lincoln Memorial represents democracy, unity, and remembrance, and the inclusion of Lincoln's seated statue inside the memorial is a subtle yet powerful artistic achievement rarely seen on small denomination coins. Collectors often study the clarity of the memorial's columns, the sharpness of the steps, and the visibility of the statue to judge strike quality and die condition. Even slight weakness in these areas can indicate worn dies or high-speed striking, adding another layer of technical analysis to collecting the 1988 cent. This blend of history, symbolism, and craftsmanship gives the coin lasting artistic value beyond its modest face value. The 1 cent 1990 coin, part of the Lincoln cent series, represents a continuation of the rich tradition of American coinage that dates back to 1909, commemorating Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, whose profile has graced the obverse of the penny for over a century. The 1990 Lincoln cent was struck primarily at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with a smaller number produced in San Francisco for collectors' proof sets, reflecting the mint's dual purpose of supplying both circulation coins and high-quality numismatic products. In terms of composition, the coin was made from 97.5% zinc core with a thin copper plating, a standard that had been in place since 1982 due to rising copper prices, allowing the mint to maintain the traditional reddish copper appearance while significantly reducing production costs. Each coin measures 19.05 mm in diameter, has a thickness of 1.52 mm, and weighs approximately 2.5 grams, maintaining the uniformity and tactile familiarity that American users had grown accustomed to over decades of circulating pennies. The obverse of the 1990 penny continues the iconic design created by Victor David Brenner in 1909, depicting a finely detailed profile of Abraham Lincoln, with inscriptions, "In God We Trust," arched above the portrait, "Liberty," along the left rim, and the minting year, 1990, on the right side, accompanied by a mint mark, D, for Denver or S, for San Francisco when applicable. The obverse showcases not only Lincoln's distinctive facial features, hair, and beard but also subtle nuances in relief that highlight the precision of the mint's engraving and striking processes, which remain remarkably consistent across circulation strikes and proof examples. On the reverse, the coin features the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo in 1959, which replaced the earlier Wheatier reverse used from 1909 to 1958. The memorial design displays the seated statue of Lincoln visible between the columns, with inscriptions, "United States of America," along the top rim, "E pluribus unum," above the memorial, and the denomination, 1 cent, boldly featured beneath. The reverse details are strikingly intricate in high-quality coins, allowing collectors to discern architectural elements such as the vertical columns, steps, and the folds in Lincoln's statue. While standard circulation coins were struck efficiently to meet enormous public demand, proof coins produced at San Francisco were carefully minted using polished dies and planchettes, resulting in mirror-like backgrounds and frosted reliefs, giving the coin a striking contrast that appeals to collectors seeking pristine examples. The 1990 cent exists in the context of a transitional era in U.S. coinage, as the economy was experiencing modest growth and technological innovations were beginning to change commerce, yet the penny remained an essential element of daily transactions, cultural symbolism, and the numismatic landscape. The 1990 Lincoln cent was produced in massive quantities to meet the needs of general circulation, with the Philadelphia Mint striking roughly 4.8 billion coins, Denver producing approximately 4.1 billion, and San Francisco minting a smaller quantity dedicated to proof sets and collector coins, estimated at 25 to 30 million proof examples. Despite its large mintage, the coin is of interest to collectors because of its condition, potential minor die varieties, and proof or uncirculated status. Subtle errors such as die cracks, faint doubled dies, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes may occur, adding layers of intrigue for numismatists who specialize in modern Lincoln cents. Collectors often pay careful attention to color variations, ranging from bright red coins with original copper luster, to red-brown (RB) or brown examples that have undergone oxidation over time. Maintaining the original luster is particularly critical for uncirculated coins, as contact with fingers, air, or humidity can cause toning, patina, or minor surface abrasions that reduce value. Proof coins, especially from San Francisco, are meticulously preserved in protective holders, emphasizing mirror-like surfaces, sharp strike details, and absence of blemishes, which makes them highly desirable for modern collections. From a numismatic and market perspective, the 1990 penny is considered relatively common in circulated grades, retaining primarily face value for everyday coins, but higher-grade uncirculated examples, particularly MS65 red and above, can fetch modest premiums in collector markets. Proof coins, depending on their condition and grade, may be valued higher, especially if preserved in their original mint packaging or included in complete proof sets. Collectors often seek 1990 cents to complete date and mint mark collections, thematic Lincoln cent sets, or modern copper-based penny collections, noting that while errors are uncommon, coins exhibiting die varieties or minting anomalies can add significant interest. The coin reflects both historical continuity and cultural significance, linking Lincoln's enduring legacy to a late 20th century context where the penny continued to serve as a tangible reminder of American heritage, monetary policy, and everyday commerce. It also provides a fascinating lens for examining metal composition transitions, minting technology, and design fidelity, illustrating how the United States Mint balances cost efficiency, mass production, and artistic tradition. In conclusion, the 1991 cent coin represents far more than a unit of currency. It embodies a snapshot of U.S. history, technological adaptation, and cultural continuity, offering collectors, historians, and everyday citizens a tangible connection to Abraham Lincoln, the Lincoln Memorial, and the long legacy of one of America's most iconic coin series. From the intricacy of its design to the subtleties of its minting process, and from its role in circulation to its significance in modern numismatic collections, the 1990 Lincoln cent stands as both a historical artifact and a collectible item that continues to captivate those interested in American coinage, reflecting the intersection of artistry, economy, and heritage in a single small yet symbolically rich piece of metal. When examining the 1990 Lincoln cent from a numismatic perspective, one of the most compelling aspects for collectors lies in its die varieties and potential minting errors, which, though subtle, can significantly influence value and collectability. Among circulation coins, careful observation can reveal minor doubled dies on the obverse or reverse, often appearing as slight doubling of letters in inscriptions such as Liberty, the date, 1990, or In God We Trust, which are of particular interest to specialists in modern Lincoln cents. Additionally, small repunched mint marks (RPMs) can occasionally be found on coins struck at the Denver D or San Francisco S mints, where the mint mark was inadvertently impressed more than once by the mint's press. Another notable anomaly includes die cracks, fine raised lines appearing on the coin's surface due to stress fractures in the working die. While common in mass-produced modern cents, coins displaying prominent or unusual cracks can attract collectors seeking unique examples. Off-center strikes or slight planchette flaws, although rare, further add to the allure, as they exemplify the imperfections inherent in high-volume minting operations, providing a tangible connection to the production process and making each error coin a one-of-a-kind specimen. Grading plays a central role in evaluating the 1990 cent, particularly for those seeking to establish a high-quality collection. Professional grading services such as PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, provide consistent, standardized evaluations, ranging from circulated grades like VG, Very Good, and F, Fine, to uncirculated mint state, MS, grades from Mississippi 60 to Mississippi 70. Collectors specifically target MS65 red or higher coins for circulation strikes, as these retain most of their original copper luster and display minimal contact marks or toning. The red designation is critical, denoting coins that have maintained their original bright copper color, while red-brown RB and brown BN indicate progressive oxidation, which, although natural, generally lowers collector value. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, graded PF68 to PF70, are highly sought after due to their mirror-like fields, frosted relief, and flawless surfaces. Collectors often use magnification tools, proper lighting, and detailed comparison charts to detect even the slightest imperfections, emphasizing the meticulous nature of modern coin collecting. In terms of collector strategies, the 1990 penny can be approached from several angles. Some collectors aim to assemble complete date and mint mark sets, ensuring representation from Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Others focus on modern Lincoln cent series, tracking subtle changes in strike quality, luster, and die variations from year to year. Error coin enthusiasts specifically seek out RPMs, die cracks, double dies, or off-center strikes, often purchasing raw coins and submitting them for professional authentication and certification. Proper storage is critical, as the 1990 cents zinc core with copper plating can be prone to corrosion, especially in humid or acidic environments. Collectors typically store coins in inert holders, capsules, or archival quality albums to preserve color, luster, and strike detail, which in turn maintains or enhances long-term value. From a market perspective, most 1990 pennies remain abundant in circulation and are generally worth face value or a modest premium in uncirculated condition. However, coins graded MS65 red or higher can command several dollars. Proof coins from San Francisco often reach $15, $50 depending on grade, and error or die variety examples may fetch higher sums, particularly if well documented or graded. The 1990 cent also serves as an educational piece for new collectors, offering insights into minting techniques, die preparation, and coin preservation, bridging historical knowledge with practical collecting skills. Ultimately, the 1990 Lincoln cent exemplifies the intersection of artistry, history, and modern numismatics, maintaining relevance as both a circulating coin and a collectible item, and providing collectors with endless opportunities to explore subtle variations, minting anomalies, and the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln within U.S. coinage. The 1991 cent coin is not only a collector's item but also a cultural and historical artifact that reflects the social, economic, and technological landscape of late 20th century America. Circulated during a period of relative economic stability and moderate growth, the penny remained an essential component of everyday commerce, facilitating transactions in a society increasingly exposed to electronic banking and credit systems, yet still reliant on small denomination currency for day-to-day purchases. Despite its low monetary value, the 1990 cent carried symbolic weight, linking citizens to national heritage through Abraham Lincoln's enduring portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. These images reinforced ideals of unity, perseverance, and democracy, echoing Lincoln's legacy while providing Americans with a tangible reminder of their history in every pocket and wallet. The coin also serves as a subtle marker of the transition from traditional coinage to modern production methods. By 1990, the United States Mint had refined mass production techniques to maintain design fidelity, consistency, and efficiency, ensuring that billions of pennies could be produced annually while preserving aesthetic quality and historical symbolism. Culturally, the 1990 penny represents a bridge between the past and present, as it maintained classical design elements introduced decades earlier while circulating in a society on the brink of major technological transformation, including the rise of computers, digital commerce, and automated banking systems. For numismatists, the coin is a snapshot of a specific moment in history, capturing the materials, techniques, and economic considerations of the era. Its zinc core and copper plating reflect cost-conscious production decisions, while its mass production illustrates the scale and complexity of the mint's operations at a time when American coins were not only currency but also ambassadors of national identity. In education and numismatics, the 1990 penny is often used to teach concepts such as metal composition, die design, minting processes, coin grading, and preservation techniques, making it an ideal specimen for students, collectors, and historians alike. Its presence in circulation, in collections, and in archival sets demonstrates the penny's multifaceted role. It is a medium of exchange, a historical document, and a collectible artifact that conveys the enduring legacy of Lincoln and the United States Mint's commitment to tradition, artistry, and public service. Economically, while the 1990 Lincoln cent had a face value of just 1 cent, its production, distribution, and use reflect broader monetary trends. The mint's reliance on zinc-based cores exemplifies how rising metal costs influenced coinage decisions, while the volume of coins produced, billions in Philadelphia and Denver, indicates continued reliance on cash for small transactions despite growing electronic alternatives. For collectors, these factors contribute to the coin's appeal. Ordinary circulation coins tell a story of production efficiency and societal utility, while higher-grade or rare specimens provide insight into the nuances of manufacturing and quality control. The 1990 penny's enduring presence in both commerce and collections underscores its dual function as practical currency and collectible item, ensuring that it remains a valued object for those studying American history, coinage technology, and the symbolic role of the Lincoln cent series in national culture. The 1 cent 1998 coin, also commonly known as the 1998 Lincoln cent, occupies a notable place in the long and storied lineage of United States 1 cent coins, a series that has been continuously minted since 1909, commemorating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth with its enduring design. Produced by the United States Mint, the 1998 Lincoln cent continues the tradition of honoring President Lincoln on the obverse while featuring the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design that had been in use since 1959, celebrating the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and replacing the earlier Whittier reverse used from 1909 to 1958. In terms of composition, the 1998 penny was struck primarily from a zinc core with a thin copper plating, a formulation that had been standard since 1982, reflecting the mint's response to rising copper prices and the economic necessity to reduce production costs while retaining the traditional appearance of a copper coin. Each coin measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of 1.52 millimeters, and weighs approximately 2.5 grams, maintaining the size and feel that American users had grown accustomed to over decades. The obverse design of the 1998 penny, as with all Lincoln cents since 1909, showcases a finely detailed portrait of Abraham Lincoln, sculpted by Victor David Brenner, which captures Lincoln's dignified profile with intricate attention to his facial features, hair, and beard. The inscriptions on the obverse include, "In God We Trust," prominently arched along the top, "Liberty," along the left rim, and the minting year, 1998, on the right, accompanied by a small mint mark if the coin originated from a branch other than Philadelphia, such as the D for Denver or S for San Francisco, each marking adding both provenance and subtle variations in collector interest. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, is rendered with remarkable fidelity, showing the statue of Lincoln visible within the columns of the memorial building, flanked by the inscriptions, "United States of America," along the top and "E Pluribus Unum," above the building, while the denomination, 1 cent, is displayed boldly beneath. The reverse details are so finely struck that, in higher-grade coins, collectors can discern the lines of the columns, the statue of Lincoln seated within, and the steps leading up to the monument, highlighting the mint's commitment to precision and artistry even in mass-produced coinage. The 1998 Lincoln cent was minted in 3 major locations: Philadelphia, No mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, with each facility producing coins for different purposes. Philadelphia and Denver coins primarily circulated in general commerce, whereas the San Francisco coins were mostly included in proof sets and special collector editions. Circulation coins from Philadelphia and Denver were struck using mass production methods with working dies intended to last for millions of strikes, while proof coins from San Francisco were struck using polished dies and planchettes, resulting in a mirror-like finish with frosted relief, making them particularly prized by collectors. While the 1998 cent does not contain any major variations that would make it exceptionally rare, there are subtle die varieties and minting anomalies, such as doubled dies, repunched mint marks, or small die cracks, which can add value and intrigue for numismatists who specialize in modern Lincoln cents. For instance, minor die polishing lines on the reverse or obverse, or slight off-center strikes, are examples of production quirks that, while common, are meticulously catalogued by collectors and professional grading services. In terms of historical context, the 1998 penny reflects the economic and cultural climate of late 20th century America. The country was experiencing strong economic growth, technological innovation, and the early stages of the Internet boom, and the penny remained a constant, tangible reminder of the country's heritage and fiscal practices. Despite its small monetary value, the penny retained cultural significance, appearing in idiomatic expressions like, "A penny saved is a penny earned," and in everyday transactions, emphasizing its role not just as currency, but as a symbol of stability and continuity. The 1998 cent also exists in the context of ongoing debates among economists and policymakers about the coin's practicality, given its low purchasing power by the late 1990s, yet it remains a beloved object for collectors who appreciate its historical resonance, design elegance, and connection to Abraham Lincoln, one of the nation's most revered presidents. From a numismatic perspective, the 1998 Lincoln cent is considered relatively common in circulated grades, making it accessible for beginner collectors, but high-grade specimens, especially those graded Mississippi 65 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC, can fetch premiums due to their rarity in near-perfect condition. Proof coins from San Francisco, particularly those with the pristine mirror-like surfaces and absence of contact marks, are highly desirable and can be the centerpiece of a modern Lincoln cent collection. Collectors often study the 1998 cent for subtle die markers, variations in strike quality, luster differences, and microscopic flaws that differentiate one coin from another, demonstrating that even seemingly ordinary modern coins can yield deep avenues of research, historical appreciation, and investment potential. Overall, the 1998 1-cent coin represents a harmonious blend of tradition, artistry, and modern manufacturing, connecting the long lineage of Lincoln cents to a moment in American history defined by both technological advancement and economic stability. While its face value of 1 cent may seem trivial in isolation, the coin embodies layers of historical significance, design evolution, minting technology, and collector interest, making it far more than a mere unit of currency. Its presence in circulation, in collections, and in historical records ensures that the 1998 penny continues to narrate the story of Abraham Lincoln's enduring legacy, the craftsmanship of the United States Mint, and the persistent fascination of collectors, historians, and ordinary citizens alike with the humble yet iconic 1-cent coin. The 1998 Lincoln cent saw substantial production numbers at its primary mints, with the Philadelphia facility producing over 4.7 billion coins, while the Denver Mint struck approximately 4.2 billion, reflecting the continued demand for pennies in general circulation even as electronic payments were beginning to gain popularity. The San Francisco Mint, however, had a much more limited output, primarily focused on proof sets and collector coins, totaling around 25 million proof coins, which are distinguished by their highly polished planchettes, mirror-like fields, and frosted relief on Lincoln's portrait. Numismatists note that the sheer volume of circulation strikes makes most 1998 pennies abundant and generally low in monetary value when circulated. However, quality, condition, and subtle production anomalies can significantly elevate a coin's collectability and market price. For instance, collectors often seek uncirculated specimens graded Mississippi 63 to Mississippi 70, where even minor differences in luster, strike quality, or planchette color, ranging from bright reddish copper to pale brown, can influence desirability. Additionally, the 1998 cent is known to have some minor die varieties including faint doubled dies on the obverse in select specimens, die cracks near the rim, and repunched mint marks, which are meticulously catalogued by dedicated Lincoln cent enthusiasts. These varieties, while subtle, create opportunities for specialized collecting, as coins exhibiting these traits are often highlighted in numismatic guides and can command premiums far above the typical market value of standard circulation pieces. Beyond technical aspects, the 1998 penny also offers a lens into the evolving material composition and manufacturing trends of late 20th century U.S. coinage. By this time, the mint had fully transitioned to a zinc core with copper plating after decades of debate over rising copper costs and durability considerations. The copper-plated zinc coins, while economical to produce, are more prone to corrosion and post-mint oxidation, especially in high-humidity environments, which can alter the coin's appearance over time. Collectors are therefore encouraged to handle these coins carefully, avoiding direct contact with bare hands, which can transfer oils and accelerate toning, and to store valuable uncirculated or proof coins in protective holders to maintain their original luster. Furthermore, the 1998 Lincoln cent demonstrates the continued emphasis on iconic American symbolism, with Lincoln's image serving as a steadfast reminder of the nation's historical continuity, while the Lincoln Memorial reverse subtly reinforces the ideals of freedom, unity, and democratic governance, themes that are woven into the cultural identity of the United States. From a market perspective, while most 1998 circulation coins are worth face value or a modest premium in uncirculated condition, the key differentiator in value lies in condition, mint mark, and rarity of die errors. For example, MS-67 red coins from Denver or Philadelphia can sell for a few dollars, while exceptional proof specimens with flawless surfaces or proof coins exhibiting anomalies may fetch substantially higher sums among specialized collectors. The coin is often included in thematic collections, such as those focusing on Lincoln cents from the 1980s and 1990s, or in broader sets that document changes in minting technology, design evolution, and the transition to modern metallic compositions. The 1998 penny thus operates at multiple levels, as a circulating token, a historical artifact, and a collector's object, highlighting the intersection of everyday utility and numismatic fascination. Collectors, historians, and enthusiasts alike value it not only for its immediate tangible qualities but also for the narrative it represents, a snapshot of U.S. coinage at the cusp of the 21st century, embodying both the continuity of tradition and the subtle evolution of minting practices, design fidelity, and material science that defines the modern Lincoln cent series. When evaluating a 1998 Lincoln cent for collection purposes, grading becomes one of the most crucial aspects influencing both desirability and market value. Professional grading services such as PCGS Professional Coin Grading Service and NGC Numismatic Guarantee Corporation provide standardized assessments of a coin's condition, ranging from circulated grades like VG Very Good and F Fine to uncirculated grades from Mississippi 60 Mint State 60 up to Mississippi 70 Perfect Mint State, and proof coins graded similarly on the PF Proof scale. For 1998 cents, the vast majority of coins in circulation fall into the lower circulated grades due to handling, contact with other coins, and environmental wear, which often manifests as surface scratches, flattened relief, or minor discoloration. However, uncirculated coins from circulation packs, mint sets, or rolls can exhibit remarkable original luster, sharp strike detail, and uniform color, which elevate their grade and make them prime candidates for submission to grading services. Collectors aiming for investment-grade coins often seek MS65 red or higher for circulation strikes, noting the red designation, which indicates a largely original copper color with minimal toning, as opposed to RB, red-brown, or brown, which suggest varying degrees of oxidation over time. Proof coins, especially from the San Francisco Mint, are highly sought after due to their mirror-like fields and frosted devices, with PF68 or PF69 proofs commanding significant premiums among collectors who prioritize visual perfection and flawless surfaces. Numismatists and savvy collectors also pay close attention to die varieties and minting anomalies in the 1998 cent. Minor doubled dies on the obverse, small repunched mint marks, die cracks near the rim, or variations in strike depth can transform an otherwise ordinary coin into a collectible with heightened value. While such errors are less dramatic than the famous 1955 doubled die obverse, they still generate interest in specialized circles, especially when documented and authenticated. Collectors often utilize magnification tools, high-resolution photography, and die variety guides to identify and verify these subtle differences, adding layers of research and scholarship to the hobby. In addition, provenance and original packaging can further enhance the appeal. Coins retained in original mint rolls, sealed bags, or complete mint sets from 1998 are particularly prized for their untouched condition and historical context, representing a snapshot of late 20th century U.S. coinage in pristine form. Market trends for the 1998 penny reveal an interesting dynamic. While the coin is commonly available in circulation and generally inexpensive for everyday collectors, high-grade examples, proof coins, and error specimens are steadily appreciating in value due to growing interest in modern Lincoln cents. Online marketplaces, numismatic auctions, and coin shows provide venues for collectors to source, trade, and sell these coins, with prices reflecting condition, rarity, and demand. For instance, in Mississippi 66, red 1998 Lincoln cent may sell for several dollars, while a flawless PF69 red proof from San Francisco could reach $20, $50 or more depending on the collector base. Error coins, though less common, can command premiums well beyond standard expectations, especially if the anomaly is visually striking or documented in reputable coin references. Strategic collectors often build thematic sets, focusing on mint marks, compositions, or errors from the late 1990s, allowing them to track subtle shifts in minting practices, metal composition, and design fidelity across different years, providing both an educational and investment-oriented approach to collecting the 1998 cent.